gosh. That was pretty funny. My phone fell. But anyway, hey guys. How you doing? This is my first live in a really long time. Other than my little live I did last night for my VIP ladies. If you missed that, go back and watch it. There's some good stuff on there. If you're not in the VIP group and want to be in the VIP group, just let me know and I will put you in there. But other than that, I'm gonna wait for a couple of people to hop on, and then I'm gonna get started with the little update and share a little bit of info. I'm gonna post this video also on my YouTube channel for those of you that don't follow me on YouTube but don't see the Facebook stuff. So it'll be there. But yeah, so I'm doing videos on Sundays and Wednesdays in case you're wondering. But I'm looking to up my subscriber count and things like that, so make sure you follow me over there and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss when I upload. And you can do the same over here. If you hit post notifications, you'll see every time I post, and if I go live and things like that. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna invite a couple of people on here. If you hop on, say hello, let me know you're watching, because Facebook does not let me know. Hey Ashley. So I see that a few people are up here. If you'll say hello, let me know you're here. Anyway, so I released a video Sunday and Wednesday. So Sunday I released a video giving a little bit of update on how things were going, and I did a makeup tutorial. So if you come just for the makeup, their makeup is there, so you can watch it. And just, if you don't want to hear me ramble, just turn the volume down. It is what it is. It's just showing me one name repeatedly, so I can't tell who's watching. So like I said, if you want me to know you're here, say hello. Don't be shy, because obviously I'm not. I'm sharing all my business. Anyway, so update since Sunday. Let's see. First of all, I did therapy today. I had my virtual therapy session with my therapist, and things are looking a little better. It was a positive session. I've come a long way so far, which is a really good thing. That says a lot, because I was in a messed up place. So thank you for the hearts, Ashley. Med seemed to be, who's laughing? Anyway, whatever. Things seem to be looking up, seem to be med wise, seem to be helping. Thank you, Ashley, I appreciate that. Not sure who's laughing at me, but you can go. Okay, so anyway, I'm able to get up a little bit more and do a little bit more, so that's a positive thing. Like I said, therapy session was going well. Meds are working well. Still need to sleep. Not getting sleep. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha, Ashley. That's good. I'm glad nobody's being an asshole. Thank you. Because like I said, I can't see who's on here or who's popping up or anything. But thank you for clarifying. Because you know how I bite back. Anyway, so I'm going to be releasing another video Sunday, and hopefully that'll be a makeup tutorial. But like I said, I'll put this video on my YouTube as well. But, so, had a couple of setbacks between Sunday and today. Little episodes of depression here and there. Still not really able to get out and about. Not really feeling that. I don't really get with my friends or go anywhere or do anything, but I'm getting up. I'm doing things with the kids. Slowly but surely getting back out into the world. So that's progress. Did want to share a little bit of information. And some of it applies to what I've been going through the last few days, and some of it is just general information for people who may need to know, may want to know, may be curious, you know, what it's like to go through this, what it's like to not only have an eating disorder, but what it is to recover from one. If you have a family member or a child or a close friend or a coworker or someone like that that has an eating disorder, just to give you some information to better understand what it's like and what they're going through. Like I said, I mentioned the movie To the Bone is a good resource to watch and see like what it's like. But also I can give you some personal experiences, one of which is when you're in recovery, sometimes you have to do weight check-ins to make sure that your weight is not fluctuating in the downward area. These can be really hard. Some people are not able to look at the scale. They have to have someone else jot it down for them to keep up with their weight. Fortunately, I'm able to look at the scale, but I don't own the scale. So I have to actually go and physically weigh somewhere else, which is good because that way I don't obsessively weigh myself. I've never owned a scale in my own home for that very reason, because it's too easy to check it constantly. So I've never owned a scale in my own home. I do not have one, will not ever have one. But I go to my mom's house about once or twice a week and weigh in, just so that I can record it and make sure that my therapist and my doctor are aware if there's any big fluctuations in that. So that in itself is terrifying to a patient with an eating disorder. You know in your wise mind when you're recovering that the numbers should at least stay the same or come up. Most of the time they need to be coming up, because if you've gotten this bad, you need to be gaining. But in your anorexia/bulimia mind, the numbers coming up is terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying. And most people will have panic afterwards. The eating disorder does not like for the numbers to go up. It's a game. It's how low can we go? And when the numbers pop up on the scale and they go up, your eating disorder is freaking terrified. It's terrified that you're losing it. You're losing your eating disorder. It's scared. It doesn't want to go away. It's what's been there to protect you in its own way, to protect you from dealing with other stuff. That's what the eating disorder is there for, protecting you from dealing with the stuff that you don't want to deal with at the time. And it's a control thing. It's also for control. It's body image, but it's also deeper than that. It's not a vanity issue. That's a very stereotypical thing that people don't realize. It's not about the vanity. It's not about the weight. It becomes so much deeper than that, and that's what people don't get. People are like, oh, well, you're just so vain, you just want to be skinny. No, if it were only about that, I would love it. But it's about avoiding issues that you don't want to deal with, and then it becomes a control factor. So when you see the numbers going up, and your eating disorder sees the numbers going up, it freaks out, and you either want to restrict again, or you don't want to ever step on those scales again. So I did my weight check-in after the last video, one day between there and now, and the numbers went up a couple of pounds, and it was hard. It was really hard. I got emotional. I panicked. I was glad. My wise mind was glad, because I was like, okay, that means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. A couple of pounds is not that big. It's not that big of a deal. It's okay. You tell yourself to try to relax. This is good. This is good. You're feeding your body and your mind, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. So this is progress. But it's a fight. It's like you're fighting with yourself. You're fighting, hey girl. You're fighting with yourself. You're fighting with your mind. And the mind is a freaking beast. It is stronger than any other part of your body. It's fighting. So that, of course, caused me to feel a certain type of way. And that evening, I didn't eat anything. I didn't eat anything at all. Which of course made me feel some type of way. It also made me not be able to sleep because my body was hungry, and I couldn't sleep, and I stayed up just about the whole night, which led me to sleep just about the whole day the next day. And that's a vicious cycle. If you've never experienced it, or you've never seen somebody experience it, they're fighting. They are fighting. And it's tough. Another thing that they could come across is triggers, what we call triggers. And I've had one of those in the last few days. There was a situation where I was told a body weight of a person, an attractive person, okay, and by someone who found them attractive. That's very triggering. It's not that person's fault when they tell you that, and they shouldn't be punished for that in any way because they don't know. But numbers, like I said, are very important to the eating disorder. And when I heard how much that person weighed versus how much I weighed, knowing that I've lost so much and I'm not eating, and I still weigh so much more than that person who's supposedly so attractive, it was a mind fuck. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, is that what attractive is? Is that what people find beautiful? Then I must be like a cow. Like, oh my God. And I'm starving. Like, how the hell am I starving and not eating anything, and I weigh this and this person weighs that? Like, that's not fair. And my eating disorder just freaking took control. It just completely took control, and it was very, very hard to separate my wise mind from my eating disorder at that moment. And a couple of days through it, it was a big thing for me, and something that somebody felt was completely harmless and didn't mean to do triggered me so bad. So I'm not saying you have to walk on eggshells around somebody who has an eating disorder, but I'm just letting you know how significant little things that you say and do can be to someone who's suffering or trying to recover. They can't help it. And if they tell you that what you've said has triggered them, they're not telling you because they're mad at you or that they want to scold you or whatever. They're telling you so you understand how they're feeling. They're coming from a place of, hey, I want you to know this really hurt. This really triggered me. I care enough about you to let you know. So that's just another thing. Of course, social media is triggering. You see all these beautiful people online and you see their Photoshop photos of their bodies. Summertime is the worst because it's bathing suit season. It's cookout season. It's pool season. People with eating disorders, oh my God. I love summer. I love summer. I love the pool. I love the sun. I'm a sun worshiper. I have laid out in the sun ever since I can remember. I've loved water ever since I can remember. I am a water baby. I love the beach. I love the ocean. I love the pool. And yet, my mind makes me hate it. Isn't that sad? Like, that's sad even to me to look at. And be like, the one place I'm the happiest, my mind wants me to hate it. Like, that sucks. It just sucks. It's so unfair. And it makes you hate your eating disorder, but it also makes you hate yourself. And this whole thing hurts. It just really hurts. It makes you hurt yourself. It makes you hurt inside. The eating disorder really hurts. It hurts physically and it hurts mentally. And little things that people will take for granted, like being able to go to the pool or being able to go to the beach or being able to do things outdoors like cookout, can really take a toll on a person who's trying to recover. It's like an alcoholic going into a bar. I mean, that's the equivalent of it. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. If you're hopping on, let me know you're here. I'm sorry we had to disconnect because my phone cut off. It got too hot because it's in the sun. But I'm just trying to shed light on stuff that people experience that not a lot of people understand. another thing is like when you're recovering, or even when you're in the midst of a eating disorder, and you know, people will be like, oh my God, you've lost so much weight, and they praise you for it, which, you know, the general public, they don't know how you've lost the weight. They may think you're on an exercise regimen, or, you know, you've been trying to lose weight. They don't know, and it's not their fault they don't know. But when someone tells you that, it's like, thanks. I've been pretty much starving myself to death. I mean, what do you say? So I'll be like, thank you. I'm working on getting healthy, and I just leave it at that. But you know, for an eating disorder person, when they hear that, one, they're like, yes, it's noticeable. And two, they're like, well, was I fat before? And three, they're like, okay, we're doing good, keep it up. It's tough. It's tough. Because then you're like, okay, why the hell am I recovering when everybody's like praising me? Like, you look good, you've lost a lot of weight, great job. Like, what the fuck am I going to try to gain weight for? I mean, do you see where I'm coming from? Like, it's so touchy. It's so, the disorder is so mean, but yet in the beginning it feels so good. It's like, oh, I'm losing weight. You know, this is cool. Like, it's protecting me. I don't have to feel things. I don't have to deal with shit. Yeah, let's rock on, you know? And then it becomes like mean and cruel and tells you all these lies about yourself and makes you sick. And hey, boo, it makes you sick, and then like makes you feel bad, and then you get medically sick and physically sick and depressed as fuck, and then, you know, it's just a downward spiral after that, and it's so hard to come out of. So it's not worth it in the long run. But by the time you realize that, you're already so deep that it takes you a while to get out of it. So that's another thing. Like I said, social media, TV, all of that stuff, always, you know, hard. Like I had mentioned, cookouts and stuff, like, they're super hard because you want to, you know, participate and eat and not look like not draw attention to yourself, not look like you're trying not to eat, but yet you are. But then if you eat, you don't like eating in front of people because you feel like they're watching how much you're eating, but they really could care less because they're paying attention to other things. But that's not what your eating disorder is telling you. It's like this little person standing here behind you, whispering in your ear, like, don't do it, don't do it. Look at them. They think you're a pig. They think you're eating too much. They're watching your plate. You know, it's so fucking cruel. And it's just, I just can't tell you how hard it is, but it sucks. It just sucks. But like I said, things are looking up. I'm doing better. One of the hardest things has been getting back to eating with the physical aspect of it, my body adjusting to it, and then two, with the mental aspect of the eating disorder fighting against me, trying to get me to not eat when I should be eating, or if I eat. When I eat, it disgusts me. Like, so I'm trying to eat things that I like or that don't make me grossed out, but I feel like when I eat a normal meal, which is like a normal portion-sized meal for most people, I feel like I have totally binged, and I feel so gross. It almost feels like you can almost feel your belly growing, and it's so disgusting, and it ruins it for you. It just ruins it for you. It makes you feel so disgusting, and then afterwards you have to fight the urge to either get rid of it or exercise it off or hurt yourself because you did it. And that's the way to live. Man, it just, all I can keep saying is it sucks. You're pushing, and that's all that matters. Thank you, Crystal. I really am. God only knows how hard I am pushing. Like, all this stuff I'm telling you, I am fighting with every ounce of my being. I'm fighting this. I'm fighting this. I'm doing all the things. I'm doing all the things, but it is so hard. Some people fight this disease for a lifetime, and I pretty much have. I've had good years, but it's always there. It never completely goes away. But I had good years where I didn't have to fight it like this. I wasn't completely relapsed. I guess I was in recovery, but it's always there. It's always like this little ghost that's always behind you, just waiting to jump in and take control. It's just, I saw something that depicted the eating disorder as this girl whose twin died, and she was so like traumatized by his death that he took the shape of her eating disorder, and she would hear him say the things, and she would see him talking to her and physically like present, and hear him saying things in her ear that nobody else could hear. And it was actually the eating disorder. It wasn't her brother, but she saw it as her brother. So she trusted it. She listened to it, but it was actually her eating disorder. So it was really twisted, but that's kind of what it feels like. Thank you, Crystal. Like I said, it keeps popping up one person's name and not showing me who's on here or who's saying stuff. So if I'm ignoring your comments, it's not intentional. It's just Facebook being stupid. It is so stupid to me lately. It crashed my video in my VIP page and turned it into some weird shit, and then my phone got hot and cut off on me earlier. So there's two parts to this video, but anyway, what can you do? But that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I mean, like I said, I just wanted to shed some light on the different things that have popped up recently, and just give you guys some insight into what goes on and what recovery's like, for those of you that are interested or that care, or that are, battling, trying to help someone heal. I just wanted to shed some light, share my story, and I will continue to do so as long as, I'm fighting. And I appreciate all the messages I'm getting in my inbox. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the positive feedback. I appreciate all the people that have reached out. I appreciate all the views that I've gotten of the videos. I just appreciate the support. I really didn't think that I really didn't think that people cared. So I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And I love you guys. And I'm gonna do my best to stay around, okay? Just bear with me. And I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.